Here we go. Check mic 1, 2. Good morning. Today we have Mr. Les Andrews. Thanks for seeing me, Les.
Yeah, nice to be here.
Glad to be.
You got a beautiful property.
Les is our current deputy mayor and running for council Ward 1. Thanks
Correct.
for doing that again. So today you're in the hot seat. I
Okay.
have 5 questions for you. Here we go. The first question is about you. If you were given a magic wand to change anything in this town, what would it be and why?
Well, our number one priority should be to get back on track with the Ontario government concerning the Wesleyville lands. Council and staff had a vision for the Wesleyville lands that included protecting 700 acres as significant woodlands and streams, and it would always be kept in perpetuity as conservation land. We had 600 acres to develop, some of it very close to the 401, which would allow us to bring in some agri-cultural based businesses, and I'll get into that in a little more detail. Of course, we would do development, but I think this time we'd work with a developer that would understand and work to our needs as opposed to just their needs. And I'm thinking specifically of including in the pact for any development that a certain percentage of the number of houses have to be affordable. And we could perhaps say 1 in 10 or 1 in 15 houses that are built. We'd cover the cost of the build, but those houses would have to be designated as affordable rentals and not identified as affordable housing within the development, but just naturally flow and have that available to us. The other thing is that we wanted to use the current Wesleyville site where the buildings are to do vertical farming, 24/7, 365. With the advent of cheaper LED lighting and the new techniques of growing, we could do 2, 3, 4 crops a year out of this facility. And we wanted to expand that a little bit more. We wanted to dig out the port to allow bigger ships to come in specifically to that area and export products across the lake to 150 million people down the eastern seaboard in the United States. And the third thing we wanted, maybe I've lost track whether it's 3 or 8, was that we think it would be an excellent site for a second Ontario food terminal.
Wow.
And I mean, we are surrounded by prime agriculture both here in Northumberland, Prince Edward County. So it could be a very nice centrally, easterly located point for another Ontario food terminal.
Wow. You need like 3 wands for that.
Well, I do notice on social media that people are saying, well, we can't afford the $18.9 million that it would have cost us. First of all, the Ontario government were going to lend us that money at a very favorable rate. That OPG, the current users of that land, were going to lease it off us for 7 years, along with some other businesses in there. And we would have cash flowed positive for at least the next 5 years, which would have allowed us to establish our plan and turn it over to a developer at that point in time, which I mean sell it back to a developer.
That's great. Thanks for that. That was an extensive one. So regarding our business and environment, so I'll read the questions twice and let you know. What should you think is more important, the business development of this township or the environmental aspect of it? And if your answer is a balance of both, how do you think you'll be doing this as part of your agenda?
Well, I don't think business and the environment necessarily are at odds with each other. Yes, I know that we had El Dorado initially in many years ago, and that was a business impact on the environment. And Cameco now has, of course, bought that back from the federal government, and they are operating in a clean environment now, as far as I'm concerned. Business itself. Can we pause for a second?
Yeah. This is a bug.